Okay then guys, welcome back to the Investors Domain channel. Thanks for being here. And today in this video, we're going to go over trend lines. That's a very kind of basic way at looking at the charts. We're going to look at what those are, but then we're also going to look on the other side of them to see why they're made to be broken too. So there's two opportunities in this particular strategy that you can use right here from this video today. So with that being said, just want to say if you like this kind of content and want to know more in trading, then and follow whatever Investors Domain releases day in, day out, then please go ahead, like, subscribe, comment below if you wish, and hit the bell, the subscription bell button underneath this video so you'll never miss a video from Investors Domain again. Okay, so let's just also take a look into this also, where you guys can actually jump into the free Discord group. There's a link below this video too, where our master trader FX Dave is with the community, where we post profits of the daily signals that we get, information on the signals, the best broker in the resources section. You can just jump in here completely free, no charge at all, just to be a part of the community. Okay, so let's just jump straight into this. So we're on the US 30 right here, okay, and right now you see on this. On Trade Locker here, you've got a bunch of tools on the left-hand side, okay? I've made a favorites bar, right? So you can just click this arrow right here underneath this crosshair to get to the trend line. If you click a star next to anything, it will appear, you see, on the favorites bar right there. So that's what you do. So I've got my trend line at the ready right here. Okay, I click on it, and then I'm going to take, wherever I click on the actual chart, it will have a line like until I click again, it will not set itself. Okay, so this is how I draw a trend line on my chart. So what we're going to do with this now that I've put it at this particular point, which is the start of where price is reversing here, well, a trend line is where price kind of bounces and bounces. I mean, you could take it as far as this, right? Or maybe you want to take it here. You take a trend line as far as it keeps bouncing off the same kind of area diagonally. So sometimes it may not make it. I quite like this one because a couple of opportunities, right? So we start here. Price doesn't quite come back. I mean, if you were starting here, okay, with a trend line, which obviously got broken right here, and then it starts selling off a bit, and then another trend line was produced here, you could look at it that way, right? Usually by one, 2 and 3 legs, either 2 or 3 legs, a trend line is done with, right? So in this instance, when we see this happen, right, so price is looking at, from this trend line here, it goes up, it comes back, and it gets close to touching. That is an opportunity to buy in this particular trend line setup, right? So you buy here, and then you move into profit there, you come back, you buy here, and you get into profit there, and then you could try and buy here, but just remember in this case, after 2, you might just about make profit, kind of make a break even in that one, right? But once you've hit 1, 2, and 3 times, just be aware that that is kind of a rule of thumb for trend lines where they start to do something a bit different, right? And then it breaks this trend line, it sells a bit, and then it gets into another buy trend line where, again, we have this. We're still kind of overall in this whole area, right? If I draw this other trend line from here to here, right, we're still looking bullish. And if we go up here, right, so same concept, this happens, price reaction off of here, and then you could start to take a trade, move in that direction, and do the same thing, and then that just goes to the moon. So that is essentially like what trend lines look like, right? So when you do look at it on a bit more of a granular level, let's just take this trend line for example. If you want further confirmation to be sure you're going in that direction, just make sure that you've got a nice bullish candle on a bull trend line after you've taken one touch to confirm that you are going in that direction. So let me just take this here. I'm going to put these on my favorites. So I'm going to take a long position. So after I've seen price do this and bounce off of here, I will probably either get in on this candle, but definitely this big green bullish candle. And you could set your stop loss under the previous low, right? And, well, there you have it. I mean, that one went to the moon. But you could even just scalp this real quick right here. And we're on the 1-minute chart right now, right? Just for some quick profits right here. Okay, so that is like on a buy trend line. The same applies when you are in a sell kind of a trend line right here. Okay, so same thing, bounces, gives you the same concepts, right? We don't need to go over that. But there is another thing to look at here, right? which is also trend lines are made to be broken, right? That's another thing. So if we look at it in a kind of a different way, if you take this, like where this price, that is actually also more of a granular trend line where price keeps, coming up and down, bouncing off of this. Once we get a candle that breaks out of that, that is a good time to take a quick scalp, right? So you could scalp straight off of this right here, okay? When you put the stop loss right into here, you could keep these stop losses super tight, and then you could make a real quick scalp right there on that move right there, right? And then you say the same thing happen again, right? Trend line meant to be broken down here, same thing, right? So you can see as soon as a trend line is broken as such like this, then it means that, we're going to be going in that direction for sure. And it's the same situation, right? Just like here, right? And usually what this means is that, there's liquidity. Like there's a bunch of stop losses under here that the banks like to take out. So that's why these trend lines are meant to be broken. And you can get usually larger moves that way when you look at the charts that way too, right? So you could totally look at that. It's the same thing. It works on a larger scale. So you take this trend line all the way down here, right? It's a bit harder with that one because that one kind of broke out a little bit. But if you take it down here, obviously this trend line then eventually got broken. Once it got broken, right, then you could get in on a confirmation candle being this particular candle right here, this bull candle that really pushed out of the trend line, put it under the low, okay, and then you'll probably get an even bigger trade out of that, right? So those are two different ways to look out on trend lines to try and get some quick opportunities in there, right? You can see exactly the same thing happened here. Rather than we looked at a buy one, we look at what happened in a sell situation. So a buy trend happening, and then eventually, right, the bears take over. They sell beyond this trend line. It breaks, it comes back up, it breaks again, right? Really good opportunity to get in for a nice big sell. Put your stop over underneath the previous high, or however you see fit, and then you can grab yourself some decent profits out of that as well. So those are actually three different ways that you can look at trend lines and use in your trading. If you've liked this this training, just go ahead and just like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell for the notifications, so you never miss anything from Investors Domain. Obviously below is also the free Discord group link. You can join that at any point. The VIP, the broker that we use, GatesFX. So VIP signals and information is all there. Go ahead and check it out and come join us, and we'll see you in the next video. And nobody goes broke taking profits. Cheers.